Hi everyone, Renee Perry, Chief Operating Officer at the Senior Source in Dallas, Texas. We have a mission to improve the quality of life for older adults, and we are tracking several bills this state legislative session that do just that. So let's get started. We've only got a couple days left before the session ends on June the 2nd. There is a flurry of activity, so let's jump into where we are with bills. All right, first up, I want to talk about Senate Bill 1036. So this bill relates to solar panels and the sale of solar panels and trying to reduce the frauds and scams that occur and creating penalties around that. Fortunately, that has passed in the House and the Senate, and it is going to the governor's desk. I also want to talk about Senate Bill 1283. This bill relates to improved transparency and protecting residents who live in senior living communities, independent living communities. So this will create more transparency around criminal activity and provide some safety and protections for those residents. So it also passed in the House and the Senate and is at the governor's desk for his signature. I also want to mention House Bill 4238. So this bill relates to the debt that's incurred by victims of identity theft and removing that debt from that person's name because of that criminal activity. And so this is passed in both the House and the Senate, and it's also at the governor's desk for his signature. So next I'm going to talk about Senate Bill 1734. So this is related to title theft and helping people who realize, often long after the fact that they've been the victim of title theft, how to seek justice and streamlining that process to unravel all of the problems that go along with that. So this bill, very important protection, passed in the House and the Senate. It is also at the governor's desk. Oh, the bills are just piling up there. Unfortunately, it is not all good news as it relates to bills that affect older adults. So Senate Bill 481 is one of several bills in both the House and the Senate that address generators and emergency preparedness in nursing homes and assisted living facilities. Sadly, this did not make it out of committee, and none of the other bills did either. So this is something we will be advocating for during the interim, and we'll be back at it next legislative session. All right, and then I want to also mention Senate Bill 5. So this was the creation of the Dementia Prevention and Research Institute of Texas. This passed, and the governor has signed this into law, so I will move this here. And then Texas will be able to vote on the funding for that institute in November. Their $3 billion surplus funding is the hope that will fund this institute, so we'll be voting on that in November. That is all the time that we have right now, so thank you so much and stay tuned.